I'm Bryan.
And I'm Bryan.
And this is Bryan versus Bryan, episode 35, Godzilla versus Kong. HBO Max release. Well, theaters too now. 2021. So let's roll that footage.
This is our only chance. We have to take it. We need Kong. The world needs him to stop what's coming. And this child, she's the only one he'll communicate with.
I knew that they had a bond. She had nowhere to go, so I made a promise to protect her. And I think that in some way, Kong did the same.
Yeah, this just came out. This is kind of one of the bigger ones of the bunch that HBO Max was getting. One of the bigger name ones people were looking forward to. I think it just broke the record for pandemic theater sales. So which is still really low. I'm like looking at the record of it. It's like 42.
You said like 42?
It's like 42 million is like the record. I'm like Jesus Christ. 42 million
rough.
Sounds like nothing.
This movie needs to make like at least 200, I'd imagine, to be successful.
Yeah.
200.
It's a lot of CG.
Yep.
Yeah, directed by Adam Wingard. Do you know this guy? What has he done?
Yeah, he did a movie called The Guest, which is great. I think he did a movie called You're Next, which is like a little twist on the home invasion genre, which I thought was pretty good. He did Blair Witch.
He did VHS. Yeah, Blair Witch sucked.
Blair Witch kind of sucks. But I think generally looking at his filmography, he has more hits than misses. I don't know. I guess I won't hit myself about this movie, but yeah, he's pretty good.
Okay. So, oh man, story. So what the hell was the fucking story? This is really fucking feeble and thin.
Yeah.
They're using Kong because he's a monster, and there's a theory that under the Earth's crust, it's called Hollow Earth theory, where there's like a land under the Earth. It's like the land. It's like that one show. What the fuck was it? Land Before Time.
Yeah.
Or what? They fell. They fell through the Earth. Well, those are two different things. I'm talking about the one where like they're driving and they fall through the Earth, and they have like a caveman friend. It's a 70s version, and then they made like a 90s version on Nickelodeon. Anyways.
I don't remember.
Yeah. So it's like that. And they think monsters live in there. So a monster could lead us there, is their theory. This is really...
Yeah, because they need energy to, well, I guess spoiler, they need energy to operate something, which we'll get to. So they need to harness some energy from Hollow Earth by using Kong to get there, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Apex.
But wasn't there initial cause for wanting to go there to defeat Godzilla? Because they're like, we have to have a power that's powerful enough to defeat Godzilla or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's what the big wig guy Apex tells the scientist or the author. I don't think he's even a fucking scientist, or maybe he was, but yeah, I think that's what he tells him initially. But really, it's being used for something else.
So they take Kong, who's like living in this biodome that looks like Skull Island. They built, I guess, a dome around Skull Island to keep him contained. So it's like it starts off like the Truman Show. So it's kind of fucking weird, man. And so they take Kong. They're getting this expedition to go to this what the fuck do they call it? Hollow Earth.
Hollow Earth.
Yeah. And so they put Kong on this big boat and they start the journey. I thought those scenes were kind of cool. I liked the visual of like Kong on the boat.
That fight scene was pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool.
Cool moments. There's some really cool moments. Like I like when he's like Godzilla goes under the water, and then Kong and the camera's kind of above Kong, and he like looks under the water, and all of a sudden Godzilla comes up with a fucking Ryu uppercut, which is pretty dope. And then there's another scene where Kong grabs a fucking jet and just tosses that, and the pilot jets out. I don't know. Some of that stuff was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the first battle. Is so it's so dumb. Like you got to explain all these little stupid things, but they can sense these other monsters. All right. So and these are the two alphas. So there can only be one alpha. So they always sense when the other one's around, and they want to they're driven to fuck each other up.
Mm-hmm.
So he sensed him on the boat and swam over there. That's some pretty cool scenes, man. We're just fucking everything up, and it's like his dorsal fins or whatever fucking things cut through that battleship the whole way through. So that's the first fight, and there's a lot of cool shit of like Godzilla pulling King Kong underwater and stuff like that, trying to drown him. Yeah, it's like you can't fight Godzilla in the water. It's like, what the fuck?
Right.
He has no chance. He's a fucking crazy water lizard. He loves the water. So that's the first battle. So that one is kind of, I would say, Godzilla probably won that. They are so stupid.
I think they even say it, right? Like a piece of dialogue.
Round one, Godzilla.
Come on.
The thing I didn't like is like turn off the boats and turn off the guns.
Oh yeah.
And that's how he'll stop.
Yeah.
If he doesn't think we're a threat, he just looks. It's like everything's quiet. Just kind of swims away.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that's so fucking stupid. So then they can't go any further because if they continue, he'll just fuck them up again. So they get him in a helicopter and they take him to Antarctica, where the hole to the Hollow Earth is. And all the while, we should mention that King Kong's got a friend, a little girl who speaks sign language and has taught him sign language. So it's like, so it's got a very what was that movie called? It's got a Congo vibe.
Amy.
Good gorilla. Bad gorillas.
Yeah.
So that, what'd you think of that relationship? Like doing that?
It's fine. I mean, it does what it needs to do, which is it's just humanizes Kong as much as they can, because I feel like, you know, it's pretty obvious that Kong's the protagonist out of the two. He's meant for us to empathize with more than Godzilla. Godzilla is kind of portrayed as the villain of the movie, more or less. So yeah, her addition to the movie, you know, it's fine. But again, I think, you know, it serves its purpose.
Yeah, I didn't mind it that much. What else? So yeah, they go in there. Kong finally goes into the Hollow Earth. What happens down there? There's some fucking weird power that they were looking for, right? And then there's I don't even fucking understand. There's like a monkey throne, and there's like a statue of a fucking ape. And it's like, who fucking built all this shit?
Yeah,
it's like it's supposed to be like Kong's ancestors that sat on this throne of bones, and they had this axe, and they defecated and hurled it at predators. It's like, I don't understand who carved this shit.
Yeah,
it's like there's all these monkeys. I don't know. So, anyways, and he like sits on the throne, kind of, I'm home. And the axe, for some reason, is like a powered axe that absorbs this special power. And I think that's how like his kind came to rule that land, because they have this palace, because they found a way to harness the power in an axe. I don't fucking know. It's pretty weird. I don't even fucking, what happens next in this movie, dude?
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess now it's probably good because this movie irritatingly has an A plot and a B plot. I'm not really a big fan when movies do that. So you got your A plot, which is the plot that you just described, and then the B plot
is the Millie Bobby Brown
11. From Stranger Things, goes on a mission basically with this conspiracy theory podcast guy, to go uncover the secrets behind Apex, which is a company that does something, I don't know, cybernetics or something. And they find out that they're building what's his name?
Mechagodzilla.
Yeah. And then so that all culminates in Hong Kong, where Godzilla goes there, I think, to do something. I don't remember what the fuck Godzilla's even doing there. And then
I
Kong
think
shows up.
I think he noticed, or he what was it? Oh yeah, he could, because they're using, I don't even know the thing's name, Ghidra, the 3-headed thing from the last Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
Remember, they're using the head and it's alive, like there's like cells and it's still alive, so they're using it as like a living supercomputer, is what they said. But I guess it's giving off the same signature as like Kong would, because he said they can detect all the ape. So I think that's what it was. He detected it, so it drew him to that place, and then he fucked it up. And they fight again.
And then they all culminates to this Hong Kong climax where Kong and Godzilla duke it out once again, and then they team up and fight Mechagodzilla.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, and all the human plot stuff was stupid.
Yeah,
I didn't care anything about it. Like the dad who was in the other Godzilla, Millie Bobby Brown's dad.
Oh,
I don't
Coach?
remember her.
Coach
Yeah,
Taylor?
Coach. Yep, Coach from Friday Night Lights. He's in it for no goddamn reason.
Yeah, he's like
You
two
didn't
scenes.
you didn't need him
Yeah.
at all. He could have been a voice on a phone.
Mhm.
Yeah, it didn't matter. Every human character absolutely doesn't matter in this, which is you would think, oh yeah, of course, it's because it's Kong versus Godzilla, but they gotta matter more than this. It's ridiculous. Like I said, the best human component was that black podcaster conspiracy theory guy. I thought he was really funny.
Oh, Paperboy?
Yeah, everything he said was fucking cool.
Yeah, he's good.
And he's like, dude, remember the lizard people build all their hideouts the same way? I can find the exit. It's like everything he does was pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked him. But other than that, humans were just throwaway. Didn't need them.
Mm-hmm.
Just plot pushers. So that second fight, there's like three fights, isn't there? No, the second fight and the third fight are kind of one fight. So because the second fight is Godzilla Kong, and the third fight I would say is Godzilla Kong Mechagodzilla, together. Right. So the second fight, Godzilla wins again, fucks him up, like crushes his chest, like his heart's gonna stop, and they have to park one of the fucking flat Earth or hollow Earth crafts on his chest and make his heart go again. Another thing I want to point out is I didn't like how all of a sudden everything is fucking neon. There's so many neon lights in this. It reminded me of fucking, well, even not even in Hong Kong when they're under the earth. Like, it's just reminded me of Tron or like a fucking weird sci-fi movie all the time. It's like why is there so many fucking lights and strobes and fucking lasers? And it's like, dude, this is a pretty stark contrast to the Godzilla and Kong films before it. All of a sudden, everything's like super fucking Tron-y. And then, Mechagodzilla was built to fight Godzilla to defeat him because they was afraid of him, even though he was saving the day for 2 movies. I don't know. So, what happened? They get that power source to power Mechagodzilla because Mechagodzilla doesn't work very well because it takes so much power. It's so big. So they put the new power source in, and it fucking fries the guy controlling it with his brain in the Ghidra head. And so I think what they're trying to say is now it's Ghidra controlling Mechagodzilla. It's like the brain of the dead 3-headed monster, I think, is now controlling the big metal monster. Yeah. So it's like it's reborn. It's fucking weird. And Mechagodzilla, I loved Mechagodzilla as a kid. Like, I wasn't huge into these movies. I mean, I watched them, but I was huge into the toys because I loved, like, having a monster Godzilla toy, and it had the robot Mechagodzilla one, and make them fight. Mechagodzilla was always the coolest thing. It was like a cooler version of Godzilla. But this Mechagodzilla just looked like shit. It looked like, you're thinking Power Rangers. They're gonna have a movie. The Megazord's gonna be dope, and it's like the Power Rangers 2017 Megazord.
That's what I thought too. Yeah,
that's what it looked like. It just looked like shit.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it either.
I mean, I'm not talking graphics right now. I'm talking about aesthetically.
Yeah,
it looked fucking stupid. like I don't know. It just looked like something from that show Zoids or something, or fucking Bakugan, or it was just a weird looking. It didn't. It's supposed to look more like Godzilla. It looked like a fucking lanky, weird robot.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the design, and I thought it was stupid. Like most of this movie.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So yeah, but I mean the graphics are pretty good. We can talk about that because that's a huge part of the movie. All the fight scenes look pretty good. I wasn't really taken out by any of the CG. I mean,
Yeah.
for a movie with this much CG, I'd have to say it didn't blow my mind. You know, I don't think it looked bad. Like Colin looked really good with all that hair and stuff, and that kind of work. But I don't know. I kind of thought it would look better for some reason.
I don't know. I thought it looked pretty damn good. I don't think anything, took me by surprise, or like, there wasn't anything that looked bad. There's some really good CG shots for sure, like especially in Kong and the sunlight. He looks fucking phenomenal. And the fights, despite what I think about the movie, which I'm kind of with you. I don't think it's that strong of a movie, but despite all that, I think the fight scenes are rad. I think they're really well done. The fights in Hong Kong get a little too like disaster pornish to me. Like Hong Kong is basically devastated by the end of it, which is, it is what it is. But the fights are fucking dope. They're really cool.
Yeah, the fights are pretty good. I don't like that they keep making Godzilla like. From what I remember, Godzilla back in the day, he didn't really use that fucking blue power beam very much. That was like a special thing that would happen, like when he was like crazy powerful, like when he would like absorb power from like a nuclear power plant or something, sure. and then disperse it. But in this movie, he's constantly like glowing blue and then shooting that fucking laser, and that's like it just makes him a little bit too overpowerful, and then the fight doesn't seem very fair or interesting when Godzilla's just gonna shoot that fucking laser at him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I liked the fights much more when they're just going at it and he's clawing him and biting him. Like there's some really cool scenes where he like fucking bit his neck and he's just like riding his ass. So I didn't like that they kept powering up like that, because I could be wrong, but from my recollection of the old Godzilla movies, he didn't really do that very often. He just kind of fucked shit up with his hands and his tail and his mouth. So I wasn't a big fan of the blue laser light. More lasers.
What they should have done is held on to it and don't use it, right? And then at the end, like fucking his last move, he calls upon it, shoots it, blows his fucking head off. His brain matter and blood fucking rains over Hong Kong, and boom, Godzilla wins.
Yeah, or save it to the very end. Like maybe he absorbs some of that power from the axe, and then he uses that beam once to kill Mechagodzilla.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just too much. Especially a stupid fucking Mechagodzilla's beam. He has a beam of his own, and that beam's even more powerful. Like you can't defeat it at all. Like you're just trying to avoid it. It's just cutting everything in half and fucking just fucking nuts. Oh, and the other weird thing was Kong has never been big enough to fight Godzilla. Even in his own movies, like Skull Island and all this, the scale is totally different in this now. And they had one throwaway line to explain it. It's like, we can't keep him on this island forever. He's getting really big.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, bro. That's why.
Pretty stupid.
It's weird. Why didn't you just make him big the whole fucking time, bro?
Yeah.
It would have made more sense. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I was like, dude, wasn't Kong like half this big a movie ago?
Yeah.
Hanging out with John C. Reilly.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in that movie.
That movie had a pretty star-studded cast. I had like Samuel L. Jackson. It's like, what happened to this movie? They couldn't get no one.
Brie Larson.
They couldn't get anyone but fucking Millie Bobby Brown. This motherfucker. What's up? They got Skarsgård, I guess.
In the 60s, right? So they'd probably be old, technically.
Yeah, I guess it does. Bring Cranston's ass back.
Revive him.
He's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we're both in the same kind of boat on this, huh? A little disappointed.
Yeah. What would
I mean,
Yeah. Go for it.
I'm just a little disappointed. I mean, it's not a bad movie. I just wanted more. I shouldn't be surprised because I didn't really like the Godzilla movie before this. I thought it was pretty fucking boring,
Yeah. That was,
even for having all these animal fights in it. I still thought it was pretty fucking boring. And I thought the Kong movies were just as bad. The one I still like the most is the 2014 Godzilla out of all of these. I think it's the most interesting movie.
yeah.
Jesse started rewatching all these to watch this one. She's like, I'm gonna watch all those movies. And I was like, why? It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's like, I was like, just watch Godzilla 14 and be done with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was watching the other one the other day, the Godzilla 2. I was like, God damn, that one sucked.
So bad, man.
So long and boring. How does a movie like that bore you? It's like, what the fuck? Where's the monsters? Where's the fight? Like the actual fight scene between them, that's like 10 minutes. That's awesome. But
I legit don't remember a fucking thing about that movie. Like I've seen it. I've sat down and watched it. I couldn't tell you what happens in that movie. I know there's a fight in the snow, or like I think, and then there's an air fight, right? I don't. It doesn't matter. That movie is really bad.
I don't remember.
Pretty forgettable. So what would you rate this one? I was kind of hovering around like a 6.
Yeah.
How I feel about it. Like
My
I think
mind.
the fight scenes are pretty dope. The CG is pretty cool. But the story is a throwaway story. The characters are throwaways.
Yeah.
But I think it's worth a watch just to see these guys go at it, go toe to toe.
Yeah, I was definitely around a 6 too. I was thinking 6.5, but
Yeah.
I just don't think I can give it that. I think 6 is appropriate.
Yeah.
As like a watch it once movie and forget it.
Yep.
Just like all the other ones in this
Yeah.
franchise. So much for the monster verse. But it's doing well, even though well is not what well used to be. It's breaking records. So
Yeah, well, I was actually gonna go see it. I said last episode I was gonna go see it in theaters. We were, and then we looked it up on Fandango, and obviously you can only do half capacity anyways. But even with that, it was like basically sold out. The only seats that were available at the time we wanted to was like the front. We're like,
Yeah.
fuck that. But also just the idea of a packed theater right now, it's like, if there was like 5 people in it, I'd be fine. I feel like I'd trust 5 people, but when there's like 30 people, I know those motherfuckers are taking their mask off and spitting, and I'm like, I don't want to fuck with that. So we ended up not going. So, but yeah, to my surprise, as to your point, it was sold out. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Making money.
And you texted me about it, like, oh man, I'm disappointed I couldn't get in, and I had already watched it at that point.
Mhm.
And I was like, thank your stars.
Dodged the bullet on that one.
You saved your $12.
Yeah.
Yeah. This probably wasn't the one. The spectacle of it would have been something in a theater, but
Yeah.
still probably not theater worthy movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Waste your money when we can watch it at home for free. But yes, I'd have to say a 6. I mean, I can't go any higher.
Yeah.
It's a one and done movie for me. I'll probably never watch this movie again. So
No.
as far as what was it? Are you on a 6 too?
Yeah, I think 6.
Okay, I guess
Yeah.
it's a 6 all around. As far as what it does for HBO Max, I think it's a pretty good. Even though it's not that great of a movie, it's a good get for that
Mm-hmm.
because people want to see it. Like I said, there's no. I don't fault anybody for wanting to see this.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to, so you're gonna get some subscribers from it just because of that. So, I mean, I think so far, what has been the best movie that HBO has done in the theater once the Judas, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that Judas movie was probably the best.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat around the corner, but I think I'm not as excited as you are. I think it looks pretty bad, but I think that's kind of the point. So maybe I'll have fun with it, but that's the next
I don't know.
That's the next one around the corner.
I think it looks pretty dope. Rated R, and they're talking about they're actually gonna have like fatalities and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that new trailer where Sub-Zero punches him and the blood flies out of his back, and then he freezes it in an icicle and stabs it in him. And I was like, dude, that's pretty dope.
That's pretty cool.
And I've seen like a opening scene that they showed, like a 5-minute scene of like Sub-Zero and Scorpion in ancient like Japan when they were feuding before they were whatever, and like how Sub-Zero murders his whole fucking family and all this shit. And I was like, dude, that's dope. Get a little bit of that backstory. I have high hopes, but I do miss the fact that like Johnny Cage and all the normal type characters aren't in it.
Yeah.
And then they got this random fucking dude as the main character. I was like,
Yeah, it's a little weird. We'll see.
Yep. And the Matrix. Oh god, I know that one's probably gonna suck.
Yeah.
I really want to see it, but I don't see a version of life where the Matrix 4 is good.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I fucking hope they prove me wrong on that. But yeah, Kong.
6 out of 10.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a Kong movie. It's not a Godzilla movie.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Godzilla got top billing. Yeah, go check it out. What was it? It was like an hour.
That's 2 hours.
It was 2 hours?
It
Oh.
was 2 hours.
So it does run by pretty brisk. So it's not boring. You know, the runtime goes by pretty quick. It's not boring. It's not intriguing. It's not that great. It's just it is what it is.
Just another middle of the road.
You're watching 2 hours to watch, 30 minutes of fight. Is
Yeah.
what you're in it for. So 6 out of 10. Sorry, all to disappoint. Sorry we couldn't I don't know why we're fucking sorry. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fucking Warner Brothers should be sorry.
Yep.
Warner Brothers should apologize to you.
Go
The
write
people.
them a letter.
Yeah. Send them an email. Yo, man, I just got HBO Max. And there is so much mediocrity. You guys are doing great.
It's just whack.
I got all these 6.6 out of 10s to watch during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's okay. And it's a movie release. I imagine if this was at normal times, this would have not done well in the theaters. I don't know. Maybe it would have. People like this kind of shit. We'll see if they make more. I think it did well enough that they will, but man, I just reboot this shit again. Reboot it again. Start over. I want Matthew Broderick back. I want little Godzilla. It looks like a fucking iguana.
God damn it.
That should have been the twist, dude. I would have been like they have fucking Godzilla 1997 in this. Or they could have had him in the Monster Land, like a fucking funny Easter egg. You see the 1997 Godzilla hanging out in Monster Land. Maybe Kong just smashes it or something. That would have been awesome. Anyways, 6 out of 10. Check it out. See what you think. I guess we didn't have much to say about this because there's not much to say and there's not much to it.
Yeah.
And I think you'll realize why once you watch it. Did you guys like it? Oh yeah, and another thing, there was definitely no definitive winner.
Yeah. I feel like that was pretty misleading.
Yeah.
Even the trailer, I watched the trailer today, and even the trailer's like something along the lines of in the end, one will fall. And it's like,
yeah,
I guess that happens, but not really.
Yeah, they fall a couple times, but that's just fighting. That's fighting. Someone's gonna fall.
Yeah. So, that was pretty dumb.
Yeah. Mediocrity.
Yeah.
But it's worth a watch. I busted out my giant ass bag of popcorn. Got a Dr. Pepper. 23 fucking flavors.
Nice.
And watched it. It was fun. I mean, I enjoyed my time watching it. I just afterwards I was like, okay, yeah, that's a 6. On to the next one.
I would say let us know what you think, because like for people listening, because I feel like you and I are kind of going against the grain. I went on Tomatoes, and it's like an 80, and the audience score is like 95. So I don't see what they're seeing. But what do you guys think? Like, did you guys think it was? I mean, there's something that Bryan and I aren't getting, or what's going on?
I watched the Cinemassacre review, and it was really glowing. I was like, what? I don't understand. I guess we're.
Yeah, it was.
I think we're the odd men out. I think most people like it.
Yep.
I mean, it wasn't terrible, but definitely doesn't deserve accolades or anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, check it out and see where you fall with the majority or with us. So yeah, that's about it. I guess we'll talk more a little later, and we'll this weekend or beginning of next week, and we'll figure out what we're gonna do next. I don't think there's any movie releases coming out.
Oh, and happy Easter, because it's Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter. It is Easter.
It's not Easter, but when this goes, it'll be Easter. So happy
It'll
Easter.
be Easter. Yeah, happy Easter. Go out there and hide some eggs and play with some silly grass. Okay.
And celebrate this beautiful holiday by watching a big gorilla fight a lizard on your couch.
Yeah. There's nothing more Easter than that.
With a Cadbury egg, a gooey, luscious Cadbury egg.
Could you imagine how delicious a Godzilla egg would be? How tasty that yolk would be. Word. All right, y'all.
All right, man.
6 out of 10. Go check it out. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please tell your friends, your families, your cousins, your janitor at your school. Tell them all, baby. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Thanks. Peace.